Everybody.
Hi.
So some of you know me, some of you may not. I'm Kelly, and I'm one of Nancy's students and one of her student teachers, and I'm going to be running the review practices for the next couple of weeks. I'd like to start with a bit of a warm-up. So we're going to start with a feet shoulder distance apart. So outside of your feet, match around the size of your shoulders, and we're going to make sure the knees are unlocked. And we're going to think of relaxing the lower back. Just think of softening the lower back and imagining our tailbones getting heavy. So our tailbone starts to pull downwards because the tailbone is nice and heavy. And our weight is in the bubbling well, which is just behind the balls of the feet. And we're going to take a nice sigh, nice slow inhale, keeping your shoulders soft and relaxed. Puff the cheeks and exhale. And we're going to do that again. And this time we're going to, on the exhale, we're going to imagine relaxing twice as much. Here we go. Nice soft shoulders, taking a nice slow inhale. Puff the cheeks. Exhale. Relaxing twice as much. So shoulders are nice and soft. And we're going to have our hands up and twisting. And bring the hands up. And bring them down. Our shoulders are nice and soft. And here we go again. Nice inhale. And exhale. And nice inhale. Exhale, we're going to float the arms down. Keep your shoulders soft. We're going to cross the arms in the front. And when we cross the arms, we're going to stretch our upper back so we have this nice big hug. And we're going to windshield wiper on our elbows. And here we go again. Nice inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down, crossing the opposite hand in the front, stretching the upper back. So this is that nice hugging shape that we want in our form. And open and inhale. Exhale, melting the shoulders down and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, float the shoulders down. Crossing in the front, opposite hand in front, gentle stretch of the upper back, and pivot on elbows. Last one, nice inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. Exhale, float the hands down, relax shoulders, relax chest. And I want you to feel your hands. Feel if there's a little bit of tingling because of the movement of the arms. And I want you to feel your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. The bubbling well is pressed into the ground. The knees are unlocked. And your neck is long. And I want you to imagine having a fishbowl on the top of your head. So you're supporting a fishbowl on the top of the head. And when we move, we're going to try to keep that fishbowl nice and calm and the water within the fishbowl nice and calm as we work through the form. All right, here we go. Feet shoulder distance apart. And prepare. So we're relaxing the lower back. Our tailbone starts to get heavy. Our knees are lined up with the toes. Our knees are unlocked. And our shoulders are nice and dropped. I'm just going to take the time to close the door because there's lots of noise. All right, here we go. So relaxing down. The legs feel nice and steady. And lengthen the back of the neck. Open the upper back so you have your hugging shape, tailbones down, weights in the bubbling well. We're going to open the back ever so slightly more and rotate the palms. Bring the arms up. And bring the elbows down, then pushing down, almost to the bottom. Shift left. Turn, open to the right, bend both knees, sink the weight. Left fingertips point down, right arm swings out, cross step, and ward off left. We're going to make sure our left knee is in line with the left toes. We're making sure our hips are well aligned, so we're not tipping one way or the other. And our hips are to the corner, and our left arm is stretched out towards the right wall. We still have our apple in our right armpit. Shift the weight back and turn. Left toes to the corner, shift your weight left. Left hand goes to grab, right fingertips point down, cross step, and heel, ball, toe, ward off right. Right elbow is in line with the right knee, hips are to the corner, and going into roll back, rotate, turn to the right, rotating the arms. Left fingertips pointing towards the right forearm, then soften the back knee, start turning, reeling in, going into press, expanding forward. Right elbow lines up with the right knee. There's a straight line going from your heel, the back of the heel, all the way up to the top of the head. Square the shoulders. Bend the back knee and sit. Push from the back foot, expanding forward, lengthening. Making sure our shoulders aren't creeping upwards. Keep that neck nice and long. Shift the weight back, fingertips go down and turn. Dragging, right toes go to the front left corner. There's your half circle, pressing down slightly in front of the chest. Make your hook, opening wide enough for a bow stand, standing ward off, rotate, and open. Shift the weight back, turn the left toes in, shift left, open the hands, stepping one line, two sides, transferring 30% of the weight on that front foot. Rotate the hands, pulling down, taking the weight off that front foot, close step, right toes to the corner, and shift the weight, going into white crane spreads and swings, stepping one line, two sides, and open. Turning to the right, arms rotate, swing, step, stepping out slightly wider for a bow stance, and heel, ball, toe, and strike. Half step, hand strums the loop. Reaching forward, half step in, then pushing from that front foot into that back foot, placing the heel one line, two sides, transferring 30%, going into hand strums the loop. Left knee brush and push. Swing, step. Push from the back foot into the front foot, thinking of your bubbling well of the front foot. And shift back. Turn, arms come to the center, left fingertips pointed towards the right forearm, and swing, step, heel, ball, toe, brush, push. Going into right knee brush. Shift back, turn, right fingertips pointing towards the left forearm, arms are center of the body, shift the weight forward, swing, step, pushing from that back foot, heel, ball, toe, brush, strike. Half step, hand strums the loop, reaching to shake hands, stepping in part way, turning the body, stepping one line, two sides with your heel, and sink. Left knee brush and push, swing, step. Pushing from that back foot, heel, ball, toe, brush, strike. Going into step forward, parry block punch, shift back, 1, 2, turn, arms are center of the body, shift the weight forward, halfway down, right hand makes a fist, stepping one line, two sides, parry, second parry, lock, push from that back foot, and punch. A little twist to the left, get behind the right elbow, Then turn and pull that right arm out. Rotate and push. Shift the weight slightly back. Turn, chopping towards the corner, bringing in those left toes. Stepping in, step, cross, drop that tailbone. Standing up, extend the arms. Turn and press down. And finish. All right. How are we doing so far? So far, so good. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the feet a little bit because this is a review class and I wanted to make sure that we reviewed something. So way back when Nancy started this class, oh my gosh, I'm fogging up my glasses right now because I'm so sweaty. So when Nancy started this class, she had talked about footwork and how your footwork is the foundation of your practice. It's like the foundation of your house. And that really is true. If your footwork is off, it will affect the rest of your form. So it's really important to have a nice, clean footwork. And not only to know what it's supposed to look like, but to know what it's supposed to feel like. So let's go into a bow stance. When we have a bow stance, our back foot is 45 degrees. And our front foot is in the straight direction, and we have approximately shoulder distance apart. When we're in this stance, I'd like you to straighten both legs and bring your weight to the center, and then feel the weight between your feet. So this is the center. When you bend that front knee, it's going to bring your weight slightly forward. What we want to avoid is doing this. We don't want our tailbone to start drifting towards that front foot. We only want to have enough weight on that front foot. I know they say 60-40, which seems like a big difference. But if you think about it, it's only 10% off the center. So we have our weight between both feet equally. And then we shift the weight forward. We want to align the knee with the toe, same direction as the toe. And we also want to have the lower back relaxed so our tailbone can point downwards. We want to make sure that we're not locking that back knee, and also that both feet feel rooted to the ground. You feel like you are stable on both feet. So for example, if you shift your weight slightly forward, you're going to feel your back heels start to peel up. And that's an indication that you're starting to lose your root in the back foot. So you want to make sure that you push back until you can feel both feet firmly planted on the ground. Your hips are going to be in your back foot direction, so towards the corner. And that means that even when we are turning the upper body, that doesn't mean that we're turning the lower body. We want to make sure that our knees stay aligned with our toes. That also means that we're slightly opening into what Master Yang talks about, the U shape. So you want to have a U shape rather than close, more like a V. So you want to open the knees in line with the toes, have your tailbone down, and when you have that feeling of both feet planted on the ground. So let's go to shoulder distance. Just standing with your feet shoulder distance. And feel the pressure on the bottom of the feet. Feel what that feels like. And now what I want you to do is open the knees slightly until you feel the feet kind of push into the ground. So there's this relationship that happens between the feet called push support. So one leg pushes and the other leg pushes, and between the two pushing against each other, it kind of solidifies your footwork. And when we're going into a bow stance, when we push from one foot to the other foot. It's not just a transference of weight, it's actually a pushing from one foot into the other one. And thinking of the other foot, there's a point at which the other foot starts to push back slightly to stop you from going too far forward. And if you go too far forward, you're going to know it because you're going to feel your back heel starting to peel up. In which case, you need to back up a little bit until you feel both feet on the ground. So with that in mind, let's do the form again, thinking about how the bottom of our feet feel. We're aiming for what's called the bubbling well, which is the spot just behind the balls of the feet. And that's where we're thinking of placing our weight. When we're pushing forward, we're thinking of that bubbling well of the front foot, and that's going to offer us stability. When you have stability in your lower half of the body, that really allows relaxation in the upper body. Because if there's instability in the lower body, the upper body is going to hold a little bit, and then you won't get the nice flow that feels so good when you just get it right. All right. Is this all making sense? Yeah, okay. Are there any questions before we continue? All right, so thinking of your feet, your foundation. So starting with your feet, shoulder distance apart, feeling your feet. So thinking of your U shape. So we're lining up the knees in line with the toes. We're not allowing the knees to drift in. If you have a tendency to open out, you might want to think of bringing your feet in because the goal is to get the weight in the bubbling well. So whatever adjustments you need to make, we are thinking of the weight in the bubbling well. The lower back starts to get nice and soft and the tailbone gets heavy. And once we're anchored in that bottom half of the body, that allows us to lengthen the spine as though we're a plant growing up towards the sun. And we place our fishbowl on the top of the head. We open the back. And our fingertips start to get heavy, so they pull down slightly. The middle fingers touch the sides of the legs, right where the seams of the pants are. And here we go. Open the back ever so slightly more, and that rotates the arms forward. Thinking of expanding forward, and then dropping the elbows and pushing down. Going into ward off left, shift left. Open the hips to the corner, right toes go to the corner. Bend both knees, left fingertips point down, right arm swings out, and cross, step, heel, ball, toe. So pushing from that back foot into the bubbling well of the front foot. Here, your tiger's mouth is in line with your left forearm. Shift the weight back. Feel the weight going into the bubbling well of the back foot, and turn the hips. Upper body stays the same. Shift left, left hand goes to grab, right fingertips point down. Flow step, push from the back foot, heel, ball, toe. Make sure you're not losing your back root. Right elbow is in line with the right knee. Neck is nice and long, shoulders are down. Turn the upper body, rotate the hands. Start turning and pulling the weight back slightly. Going into roll back, then reeling in, coming into the body, and then expanding forward. Right elbow in line with the right knee. Check your back heel. Is it still firmly planted? Square your shoulders. Going into push. Dropping that tailbone. Do you still have a root in your front foot? Feeling your feet. And push. Make sure your shoulders aren't creeping up. Keep your shoulders down and your neck long. Shift the weight back, fingertips drop, and turn. Dragging that person around. Right toes go to the front left corner, making that half circle. Make your hook. Standing ward off, heel, ball, toe, and strike. Shift the weight back. Turn. Shift left. Arms open, plant the heel, one line, two sides, and Raise hand, step forward. Rotate the hands. Shift the weight off that front foot. So pulling that weight back and close. Step. Shift the weight to the right foot. Stepping one line, two sides on the ball of the foot, then pressing into that front foot. Turning to the right, rotate the arms. And swing, step. Push from the back foot, heel, ball, toe. Aiming for that bubbling well of the front foot, keeping that back heel down. Half step, hands strums the loop. Reaching to shake hands, then pulling back. Pushing from that front ball of the foot into the back foot. Place the heel one line, two sides. Hands strums the loop. And going into left knee brush and push. Swing, step, stepping out slightly wider. Then heel, ball, toe. Brush, push. Shifting the weight to center. Turn, arms are center of the body. Left fingertips pointing towards the right forearm. Shift the weight forward. Left hand swings down. Right hand presses down. Stepping wide enough for both hands. Heel, ball, toe, bend the knee. Here, check, are your hips still to the back foot direction? Is your back heel still down? Shift back, 1, 2, turn. Shift the weight forward, right hand swings down, left hand goes to cover. And heel, ball, toe. Feel the weight going into your feet. Half step, hand strums the loop. Turning the body, placing the foot one line, two sides. Right hand pushes down as the left arm comes up. Going into left knee brush and push. Swing, step, stepping out slightly wider to go into a bow stance. Heel, ball, toe, pushing from that back foot into the front foot. Going into step up, parry block punch. Shift back, 1, 2, turn, arm center of the body. Shift the weight forward. Both hands swing down. Right hand makes a fist. Step. Second parry as you shift the weight forward. Right toes are towards the corner. Step. Push from that back foot. So that punch comes from your back foot. Little twist to the left. Get behind the right elbow. Slide the right arm out. Drop that right elbow. Turn and push. Shift back. Turn, chop to the corner, left toes point in the straight direction. Shift your weight left. Cross, step, lift. Hips are nice and heavy. Standing up, extending the arms. Rotating the hands and pressing down. And finish. Fingertips go down. So you're in the same position as when you prepare. Yes. Yes. All right. One more time. Oh, questions? Yes.
Hi, Kelly. This is Marion. I just wanted to discuss the shifting of the weight when you go into any stance. So you said you don't want to see our hips going, say, over one leg or the other. You want us to keep that balance more in the center, including when we go into a bow stance.
So when we are in a bow stance, we want to make sure that we are not, we want to make sure that our hip level stays the same, because if we bring too much weight to one foot, what starts to happen is our hips start to tilt a little.
Right.
So we want to make sure that our tailbone points downwards.
Okay, all right.
So if we feel like our hips are starting to go like this, or we're starting to feel the back heel peeling up, that means that we're going a little bit too far. So we want to be, and then when we shift our weight and we turn, this is when we bring all of our weight and we allow our hips to line up in this, we bring our weight over the foot by bringing our center of gravity, and that allows us to peel the foot up because now my weight's supported underneath by that standing leg. So it's just I'm trying not to show my belly. So it's a slight shift between being on that foot and having complete control over that other foot, or if I am off, my other foot becomes very heavy because it's not supported underneath.
Right.
So gravity is constantly pushing us down. So we want to make sure that we're supported underneath, and that allows us to peel the foot up, bring it in, place it deliberately, then push deliberately, heel, ball, toe, thinking of the bubbling well of that front foot.
Okay, thank you. That helps. Yes, thank you.
Good.
Kelly, this is Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Does the empty stance feel the same as a bow stance?
The empty stance feels as secure as a bow stance, but the weight is on the back foot. The majority of the weight is on the back foot, but you want to basically feel like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, but there's this one move where, you know, he comes back and he's like way out here. I can only do that if I have enough weight on that front foot. If I'm really sitting on that back foot and I start to do this, I lose my front root. So the amount of weight that you want, it's more of a, it's that push support relationship that you want to have. It's kind of like if you do tug of war and you are bracing yourself because you know somebody's going to be tugging you forward or somebody's, you know, you're going to be pulling backwards. You want to feel both feet are secure. So for an empty stance, my weight is on that back leg. Like you're going to feel your thigh because it's going to be working hard. But you want to have enough weight on that front heel that if somebody were to push you from the front, you're not just going to go over.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Yes. It seems like is it more stable than the bow stance, do you think, or less?
I've never thought of that. Honestly, I think I feel stronger in my bow stance than in my empty stance. But if you think about it, typically when we're in this stance, I'm just trying to think of the things that we're doing when we're in certain stances, because the stance will support whatever application is happening.
Yes.
So for example, if I have this really long bow stance, this is really great for front back stability.
Okay.
The longer my stride is, the less stability I have side to side. And also, when I have this kind of a bow stance, which is a fun exercise as well, I have to make sure that I have the muscles and the flexibility to be able to peel that back foot and come up. I don't know if I've answered that question now. Sorry, I tend to ramble. I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
So here's a little tip about if you want to have a really nice controlled step from step to step, you want to make sure that the length of your stride is appropriate for your body. And a really easy way to find out is if I put my heel out and I bring my heel back, can I bring my heel back? Because if I bring my heel back, that means I'm going too far. I might be pushing a little bit to get out there, which means it's longer, and then I'm gonna have to bring that back foot in. As opposed to if I'm in that nice place that's appropriate for me, and your legs will get stronger as you practice, and so you'll be able to go deeper, and that's actually what determines the length of your stride. It's the deeper I go, the longer my stride is. So as I rise, do you see how it starts to shrink? Yeah. So it depends on the strength of your leg. So if you stay within your appropriate amount, then you'll be able to, and if you really bring your weight over that foot well supported, you're going to be able to peel that back foot and have much more control.
Yeah, I never considered the stride width either, so that's great. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So unfortunately, that's our time for today. So I'll be here next Monday and the Monday after that and the Monday after that and the Monday after that. But Dee Dee is also going to do basics and foundations class starting July 8th, I believe. So she's going to be doing it twice a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Another good place to practice is section 1 in particular is Judy's Saturdays class, because she really goes over it. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And I hope you had fun. And yes, so remember, the Saturday practice is really wonderful.
Yeah, I do that too.
All right, so have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
And I'll see you next
Bye-bye.
time.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.